I'm Becca and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you my the Art of Quilting magazine quilt that I've been doing for quite a few years now. So as you can see, this is the folder that came along. It was a magazine subscription. The sort of thing that usually comes out at the beginning of a new year when people wanted to try something new, New Year's resolution and all that. This is from years ago when I started doing it, but they seem to bring it out nearly every year. I've not seen whether if it's in the supermarkets at the moment, but you can still get the issues on eBay and places like that, which is where I've got quite a lot of my higher number blocks from. So yeah, I just thought to show you what I've done so far, you know, and the progress I've made in getting to it. I've done 60 out of 80 blocks already, which I've done all by hand so far, and the reason I've done that is just so that I could improve on my hand stitching, because when I first started doing it I wasn't happy with the consistency of the stitch length and things like that. So I thought, you know, I'll do this and I'll do it all by hand, and it can be something that I can do in front of the TV, and you know, it'll be fabulous, it'll all be handmade. But it took ages. I'm getting fed up for it being on my shelf and looking at me and saying, finish me! So yeah, that's what I'm wanting to do this year. So I'm going to show you some of the blocks to start off with. Now, when I set it out, I basically took, there's different sections within the book, but then you get your pages that are just for the block, and then you got like the history of quilting and all that sort of stuff that goes along with it. But in this folder I've just got the plan for a block and the actual block one when it's finished. So this is block number 1, so it'll tell you at the top of your page. Yeah, you can see on there, I've got it in fact, let me just double check that you're focused, because you don't want to be looking at a blurry thing all along. And I'm sorry if there's any reflection off the lights as well, because they're in plastic wallets you might get a little bit of a reflection when I'm turning the pages, so I apologise if you don't get to see anything better than you want to. So if there's something else that you want to see, just put a comment in the comments section and I'll try my best to do just show you another patch out of it. So double 4 patch, it tells you the name of each patch, and then it will also give you the shapes of it. So like it gives you your standard plant. I'm going to show you all the shapes in a second, and then it'll tell you going through what to do and in what order to put it together. And then as I've been going along, see that I've just got a tiny bit of paper here, and I've marked it as what position it is on the actual quilt when it's finished, because I have got a picture in one of the folders. Well, you can see here, so they're in, I think it's 10 rows altogether. Yeah, so 10 rows of 8, and it tells me at what position that block needs to be to stick to the pattern that's in the magazine. So this is the first block in the first column, so that's in column A, and it's the first one. Simple. And then you just move over to the next one, and then this is the second row, sorry, the B row, and it's the second one down on it. So it'll make more sense as you're progressing on. Let's just put that back in there, that one's gone loose. As you can see, with each one you get a little bit more adventurous in the style of block that you're doing. So I really enjoy doing them. It's just I think now when I've been looking at it for so long, it's like I really need to get that quilt finished. So yeah, this is just it. How many do I get to open these ones? This is the first 29, and all of these are finished pretty much. So if I've got these bits of paper in here, this is because I didn't have that block, the magazine issue to start with. So I got the picture of the quilt from this. There's a plan section, if I can find it I'll show you in a second. So I drew out the you know, the pattern that was on it, and then I figured out from the shapes that I'd already had in previous collections, and then you pretty much put them all together, because all your blocks turn out to be the same size, simply because you're going to be putting them in a quilt together. So like this one, that was another one, but then when I found it on eBay I ordered the issue, and then I got the correct fabric that went with it. If I manage to get some that I can't use the corresponding fabric that comes with the magazine, then I'll just go through my stash and find something that's at the same colour just so that it all ties in really. So yeah, now I know there's quite a few of these basket of flowers in them, but I don't know whether if these names are all what you'd call standard names for blocks. I have got a book that's got 1,000 blocks in it, so I am going to have to see and try and go through it and see whether if they actually correspond with what's in that book. Because I don't know, because like in England we have different crochet names, you know, for the stitches as what they do in America, and same with knitting. So I don't know whether, personally I don't know whether if they're a separate thing from America to Britain, or whether if it's all universal. So as you can see on these ones, these were probably my early days when I was I drew out the 1/4 inch seam allowance on them all, just so that I kept consistently stitching that line, so I knew that they'd all fit together, because if you don't, then your patches don't line up and then it just doesn't look how it's supposed to. This ink will come out when I wash it, so I don't think I'm going to be leaving pen marks on my quilt. So I'll just quickly go through these ones to show you. See, some of the fabrics that they've used on the patterns, I would have actually preferred to have those ones than those. So I might end up making these in different fabrics eventually, but that'll be another quilt going on. So we're getting there now. Basket of flowers again, so there's another one of those. See, they're pretty simple to do, most of them. I think the ones that are more complicated are probably these ones, where all your seams join up quite close together in the middle, so you've got to make sure that they nest nicely. So yeah, that's probably it. It's like, you know, these joining parts. So that's where your accuracy comes into play, when you've got, you know, your accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance, which they, you know, they put, you know, on the templates that they show you. I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm waffling. I know what I'm trying to say, but it's just not coming out. Right, so that's the first folder with it. So what I've done is I've recently started keeping a quilting planner. I've been watching a lady on The Last Homely House called Kate, and I got the idea from her, and I thought, what a fabulous idea, why have I not thought of this before? I've had planners and lists and that sort of thing, but I've never had a specific quilting book, and now I think it's fab. So I've got one of the sort of old school type squared folders, books that you get, you know, when you're at school, that you do your maths in. And basically I've just written out all the details about it and the planning that I want to do on it. So as I've done in here, I've sort of gone down, written out the name of each patch, and then I've put a tick for if I've got the original issue, and then I tick it for when it's done. I haven't finished going through it all because I was only writing it out last night, but I know I've done 60 of these, so I just need to double check. So say if I've done one that hasn't got the original magazine, so like this one here, number 47, I've done it but I've not got the original magazine. I've had to make it up from other patterns, so I'll just have to look at what the name of that one is, because a lot of them, it's basically the same pattern but in different no, it's the same block with different pattern fabric. So that's what I'm trying to say. So this is, so like these were the shape measurements when I was working out whether, if I needed to actually use the these templates that are here that I'm going to show you. So you can cut them out a lot quicker. But when I first started doing this years ago, I was drawing around all of these templates and then cutting them out that way. Whereas now I've got a rotary cutter and a quilting ruler, and it's easier to cut some of the shapes out just with that. But if you're just starting out, you've not got this, so this is what these are for. So see, there's all these different shapes. I have got multiple of these ones. These are just stuck in case I ever lose any. And this is just for the sashing, for which is the stuff that will go around the edge. So as you can see, they're all sort of the basic shapes for blocks, quilting blocks. I think I need to go back to bed. Right, so yeah, that's all they are. I'll show the other ones. So like, and it'll tell you on which way you need to actually position this onto your fabric so that you don't get the stretch, because if you put it on the bias, then your shape is going to stretch and not go in the position that you want it to. And I think one more, and that's it. So that's for those. And then with the quilting blocks, like I was saying, I've put a little bit of a note paper in with each of the blocks as what the positions are. So I've started writing out as what they're going to be in here. I did have them in a little notebook before, but I kept on misplacing it, and then I found it, I thought I'm best off put it in here. So I know, so R1 is for which row it's going to be in, obviously, and then it goes from A to H. So there's 8 in each row, and there's 10 rows because there's 80 blocks. And then around each of those you'll have your sashing, and then you'll have your binding at the end. So that's what those are. I need to finish that one. So yeah, that's as far as I've got with those ones. But like I said, I really am enjoying doing it. It's just I want to get it finished because I've been doing it for so long now. So, and I think 60 out of 80 blocks done by hand is pretty fair going. So yeah, I think I might do the rest of them by machine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the other 2 folders, and I'm going to flick through the rest of those blocks so you can just quickly see. I'm not going to do it in real time. I'll fold it up and put some music over it or something, just so that you can see the different blocks that I've made. So. Right, so I hope you enjoyed flicking through those folders, and I've made a bit of a rookie mistake actually with my note taking. I've thought that I've completed the 60 blocks. I haven't. I've cut out the shapes to get 60 blocks done. I don't know why on earth I ticked it as though I'd finished it, so I've got more to do than I thought. I feel a bit silly now. But at least they're cut out and they're all marked up. I can just whiz through them on the machine. So at least I've done. Yeah. So you can have a giggle at me if you like. So yeah, I've got majority of them done anyway, cut out and ready to go, and they'll not take very long to put together each of the blocks anyway. They're quite simple. I just wanted to show you quite quickly. This is. Put this one back on. Right, so this, I'll zoom in because you can't quite see that as well as I want you to. This is what I was meaning about the different rows. So like if I put A to H, and then the number goes from this bottom left hand corner up to the top left hand corner. So this is just the position, and this is how I worked out where each of them went. This was out of one of the other magazines. So like I've just basically looked at, because when you've got the pattern, the image becomes brighter each time you get the magazine. So obviously in this one I didn't have them all, so I've just got them so the lights are pastely. So I've just been able to make it out just by the shapes of it really. So that's all that is, but I just wanted to show you. And then it's just got this key for the different fabrics that you're supposed to use. So if you do manage to get hold of this magazine and you want to have a go at doing it, then fantastic, and hopefully you'll be able to go along with me. Now I know I've got more blocks to sort together. I'll probably be doing more updates about it than what I thought, because I thought the next update I'd be doing would be that I'm putting the sashing together. Obviously not. So I think I best get sewing. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and if you've liked it, can you give me a thumbs up? That'd be appreciated. And if you've not subscribed, consider subscribing. That'd be appreciated too. And if you do subscribe, click that notifications bell and you'll never miss a video when I put it up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.